Hello, fellow fragrance lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm bringing you my review of 3 brand new fragrances that have launched from Sol de Janeiro. They are, I guess, just for this summer, and I can't wait to talk to you about them, give you the scoop, and let you know my thoughts. And I'm also going to do a quick rundown of every single Sol de Janeiro fragrance because guess what? I have every single one of them. And if you've watched me for a little while, I love this brand. I've always loved this brand since pretty much the beginning. And once you see my crusty old bottle of the original Brazilian Crush, you'll see what I mean. I am a longtime supporter of this brand. So if you're interested in my thoughts, keep watching. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Limelight Lass, and my channel is primarily about fragrances. I love bold fragrances, fragrances that get you noticed, put you in the limelight, but that's not all that I'm about. I keep thinking maybe now I'm scaring people. Sometimes I think I scare people. Well, I mean, I do that on a daily basis, but you know what I mean. I don't want you to think that I only review really strong fragrances, really noticeable fragrances. I bring you subtle sometimes as well, so don't let that deter you. But I feel like we have a lot of fun here. I try to keep it honest, and yeah. So if you would be so kind as to subscribe, I would really, really appreciate it. So let's get into these new fragrances. I was like beyond excited when I saw that these 3 fragrances were coming out, and they're limited edition. They're also just one size only. And all 3 of them were available on the Sol de Janeiro website. This one is no longer. I had to get this one from Sephora. I haven't checked today to see if it's still on there, but I got these 2 from the Sol de Janeiro website. Got this one from Sephora. I don't know where else these might be, available, but that's where I got mine. And I've only watched one review of these, so I wanted to kind of give my own opinions about them. So I'm going to go through this rundown first. And I'm kind of surprised because the one that I thought, well, I do like this. I thought that this was going to be the one I liked the most. And I thought this one would be the one I liked the least. And it's kind of the opposite, but I'll get to that. I love all of them. Spoiler alert. I love all of them. So we'll start with this one. This is Tropical Nights. And this one, I love that they put the fragrance notes on here. Top notes are mandarin oil and night blooming jasmine. Mid notes are vanilla absolute and patchouli. And the dry down notes are creamy tonka bean, tobacco leaf absolute. So, I mean, this is, of course, it's my fragrance profile. It's what I like. And I really, really do like it. So this one, I'm trying to conserve because now that this is sold out, I'm like, I don't even want to spray it. But I wore this today. And here's my initial thought of this, because I was like, this kind of smells like some other things I'm familiar with. So this, to me, smells kind of like a cross between, God, I hate to say this, black opium, because I know there's some people with some strong feelings about black opium. I'm not saying it smells exactly like it, but I smell some similarities. And a little bit of like Poison Girl. This is very heavy on the tonka and vanilla. So I would say if you don't like tonka vanilla combinations in fragrances, you probably wouldn't like this. But if you do like tonka and vanilla, you're going to love this. Very warm and sweet. Sexy. The only thing that is a little bit disappointing is the longevity on this is not really that great. It's probably like a couple hours of sort of smelling it, not really too strong. And the other 2, I'll just tell you right now, the other 2, kind of the same thing. The longevity is not as good as some of the other ones. I know other people have complained about longevity with the original Brazilian Crush, but on me, that has always lasted forever. Now, I do have like the old one, like the original one. So I don't know if they've like reformulated and maybe it doesn't last as long now, but the OG on me lasts a really long time. So here's my thinking though. If I'm going to wear this if I'm going to wear these to like the pool or the beach, I probably am just going to like spray them, smell good going to the pool or the beach, and like they're going to wash off anyway when I go into the water. So that's kind of how I'm wrapping my head around this, but not the best longevity, but they smell really good when they're on you. So that's the Tropical Nights, which, you know, Sol de Janeiro, it appears it's sold out on there. Maybe you can still get it. I do like this one. Okay, this one is called Tan Lines. I love the colors of these too. This one has top notes of late de cocoa, and warm sand. Mid notes are solar, tuberose, and lang lang. Now, I was afraid because if you know me, you know I hate tuberose most of the time, but it's okay in this, I will tell you. And the dry down notes are creamy vanilla and amber essence. So this one is a very beachy, tropical, floral, and almost a little bit retro type of situation. Now, I have realized, at first I thought like before I started my channel, I just thought I just hated all tuberoses in general. And I was basing that on my hatred of a couple fragrances from my past that I used to smell and absolutely like gag over them, which is like Michael Kors, the original, like, is it called M by Michael Kors? I don't know. Michael Kors, tuberose bomb, disgusting, and Design by Paul Sebastian. And I knew a couple people who wore it who I also didn't like. And whatever type of tuberose is in those two fragrances, I can't stand. But then, since I've opened my mind to some more fragrances, I realized that don't mind the kind of bubblegummy-ish tuberose that's in like L'Interdit Rouge. Love that one. And I don't mind like 80s tuberose, like in Poison and in Giorgio Beverly Hills, strangely enough, right? This is more of that type of tuberose. And actually, when I was in middle school, my like middle school and high school, one of my signature scents was Sand and Sable. And I feel like that was in the 80s that came out, maybe. I wore it in the like early 90s. And same thing, I realized years later that has tuberose in it. It's kind of like this. This also gives a little bit of a, like, again, not the exact same thing, not a dupe or anything, but very similar to Tom Ford's Soleil Blanc in that family. So this is that very like, yeah, sand and sun and that whole vibe. Very, very nice. And, you know, the florals in this as well. So I'm loving this. So that is the Tan Lines. And then this is the one that really surprised me. This is called Sea and Soul, Juicy Citrus and Ocean Musk. I was expecting this to be very, very citrusy or very aquatic based on this beautiful blue color. This one has top notes of juicy citrus and tangy starfruit, mid notes of pink pepper and fresh violet, dry down notes of ocean musk and white driftwood. This one is so like perplexing to me. Here, this one I will spray. Because, I mean, I definitely do get the citrus that comes through right in the opening. The starfruit, you definitely get that sort of tanginess. But it has that woody musk to it that kind of like tickles your nose. It takes a minute to come through. But it's the strangest thing. It almost has like a light, if there's such a thing as like a sparkling oud, yeah, it's so strange. It's like almost like an oudy Middle Eastern type of nuance, but in like a beachy, fresh scent. And I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but to me, I'm getting that like wood, but it's a very like oudy type of wood, and it's super interesting. And then as it dries down, it gets a little bit sweeter and creamier. But this one, I have to say, it smells, you know, pretty different from any of these other ones, and it's just really good. So that is Sea and Soul. I was really surprised by this one. Oh, very, very nice. So all of these are going to be great in the summertime. I'm just thinking I might want to get backups of the ones I can get backups of, because they're teeny. So now I wanted to do a little rundown of the other fragrances, because I have all of them, because I'm a big fan, as I said, of this line. So I am going to start off with the original. Now look at how like old and janky my bottle is. I really need a new one of this, because it definitely, yeah, it's definitely turned a little bit. Yeah, I need a new one. I mean, I still get the, the vibe of it, but yeah, I need a new one. But to its credit, like, I mean, I'm about halfway through and I've had this for like, I don't know, 5 years or something like that. And it's lasted a really long time. So original Brazilian Crush, aka Troza 62. That one has pistachio, salted caramel, and vanilla. And if you love sweet, if you love the salted caramel popcorn type of vibe, you definitely would love this one. And I feel like everybody talks about this, so I don't have to say too much about it, but love it. I love the Bum Bum Cream. I love the shower gels. I love the hair products. And I did want to show you a couple items that I don't really see people talking about, but I've talked about them before, which is the deodorant. I have several backups of this. The Rio Deo smells just like Troza 62, and it's aluminum free, and I love that. It's the only kind of deodorant I use. And then also the dry shampoo is fabulous. Smells really, really good, and you definitely do smell it in your hair all day or for several days. So if you love Troza 62, you love the Brazilian Crush scent, definitely get these products as well. Then I also have, I think this was the second one that came out. I just have a little teeny tiny travel one of Coco Cabana. This is probably the one I like maybe the least, or it's kind of low on my list. Not that it smells bad. I do like it. It has top note of coconut cream. Mid notes are warm vanilla and tropical orchid. The dry down notes are creamy sandalwood and toasted praline. The thing about this one is, I mean, I love coconut. You just have to love, like, you have to love coconut for this. And it's very, but it is a very dense coconut. It's almost like a cocoa butter kind of coconut. Yeah, very cocoa buttery. And it's pretty intense. And it's really sweet. So if you do not like really sweet, dense coconut scents, I would say stay away from this one. But if you do, you'll love it. So it's good. I mean, I like it. All right, next up, let's do... Okay, this is one of my other favorites. This is the Troza 71. I love this one. The top notes are caramelized vanilla and sea salt. Mid notes are toasted macadamia nut and white chocolate, and the dry down notes are tonka bean and coconut blossom. Let's spray a little of this one. Oh, I love this one. This one's kind of like, it's almost like a cross between the first two. It's definitely really, really sweet, and it's much more caramely. Yeah, than the original. Definitely get the white chocolate in there. And the tonka. It is just very warm, very sweet, and a little bit sexy. So I love that one. So that is the Troza 71. Then we have probably the most floral, I guess, or one of the more floral ones, and that is the Troza 40 here. Top notes are black amber plum, And creme de cassis. Mid notes are jasmine blooms and Brazilian orchid, and dry down notes are vanilla woods and warm musk. This one's really pretty. Yeah, this is a very nice, just a straight up like ambery floral. So, yeah, if you like amber vanilla type of scents, I think you'll, and orchid, I think you'll like this one. The longevity of this one is pretty good as well. This one, for me anyway, performs a little bit closer to like an eau de toilette perfume rather than a body spray. And it's very nice. So very ambery and beautiful. This one, another favorite, I would say, probably in my top 3. I don't know. These are like all my favorites. It's pretty hard to choose. But this is the Anita one. I love this. This is like the fruitiest one, the brightest, fruitiest one. It is just fruit, fruit, fruit. Top notes are passion fruit, nectar, agua de coco. Mid notes are tiger orchid and jasmine honey. And the dry down notes are pink patchouli and vanilla bean. But I get just a lot of that passion fruit. Yeah, it is very, very passion fruity, very mouth-watering, very fun. Almost reminds me of like an 80s, like just a fun 80s neon. I mean, the packaging is perfect. Just like fun 80s neon times, right? Just fruity, delicious, and unapologetic. This is just really not too serious or anything. It's just super, super fun. So that is the Anita collab. And then the one that was released right before these 3, and I did a review, and so I'm not going to talk too long about it, but that is the Cheirosa 68. And I have a big one of this, and it kind of sucks because I would rather have a big one of one of the new ones and a small one of this, but these are the sizes they come in. So, as I'm sure you're well aware, because I'm not the only person who have mentioned this, but this one is just another one of those Baccarat Rouge 540 Ariana Grande Cloud type of scent profiles that's been overdone to death. Nothing wrong with this. And the top notes are pink dragon fruit and lychee essence. Mid notes are Brazilian jasmine, ocean air, and hibiscus. And dry down notes are sheer vanilla and sun musk, which you would think, like, those aren't the notes of those fragrances. Somehow this smells like them. I will say this projects really well, and the longevity is great. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It smells really good. I'm just so over this scent profile. It has been done to death, and I just think we need to move on with our lives. But if you don't have Cloud or Baccarat Rouge 540 and you're looking for something in the same vein, I'm not saying it's an exact dupe, but boy, is it similar. That's Cheirosa 68. So there you have it. There's my entire collection of Sol de Janeiro fragrances. Please let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Have you tried all of them? Are there ones you want to try? Are you interested in these new ones? Let me know the scoop, okay? And as always, thank you so much for being here and sticking with me, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.